let's talk about the fact that weightlifting as a lady does not make you manly. And it doesn't mean you want to be a man. And if you put muscle on, you will look manly. So I want to address the myth that I think a lot of folks have about women in weightlifting. So my late trainer, Jeff, great guy, and he, I believe, won 2 Mr. Connecticut titles when he was in his 40s. And he owned a gym, and I'll be talking more about Jeff. He's a wonderful, wonderful man, wonderful trainer, a good friend. But when I got serious about getting in shape and I wanted to start weightlifting seriously, like making it part of my routine, the very first thing I said to him was that, now this man is like 6 feet tall, really muscular, really in shape, very muscular. And I said to him, look, I want to do this, but I don't want to look like you. No offense. And he said to me, you won't look like me. I promise it won't happen. And so with that out of the way, I was still a little nervous that I might end up looking like him. But I began, and I trusted him because he said it wouldn't happen. And it didn't. So time went on, and I saw a lot of great results. And at the year mark, I was completely in the shape that I wanted. And I continued to weightlift. I continued to increase my strength. I continued to, add more weight on and get more definition. And my muscles, they grew. And I remember looking at my arms one day and thinking to myself that my arms were starting to look too big and starting to look manly. And I went to Jeff and I said, you told me that I wouldn't look manly and then I wouldn't get too big, but look at my arms. They look too big. Here, I'll flex now. I had thought that this looked too big. And that was like a year and a half into the journey. I said, listen, I don't want to stop weightlifting and I don't want to stop gaining strength. So I'm not sure what to do, but I don't want to get any bigger. And he said to me, you won't get any bigger. You're maxed out. You're not going to get any bigger. You might get more defined, but you definitely will not get any bigger. And at that point in my head, I thought that I was too big for being a woman. And, but I was also nervous. Oh my gosh, what if I do get bigger? And I pushed and I said, how do you know I won't get bigger? And he said, well, the only way you would get bigger is if you took testosterone, you took steroids. So you're not going to do that. So you will not get any bigger. So there is a key difference between men and women when it comes to hormones, a lot of things. But when it comes to hormones, I learned that, testosterone is a big deal. The difference between, testosterone and estrogen and men and women. And as a woman, you cannot get manly unless, of course, you're taking something in order to make you that way. If you're taking steroids, if you're taking testosterone, then that can certainly, have an effect on you and change your features, and you are able to get bigger. But you'll have possibly a lot of other issues as well. But if you are a woman and you have a fear that if you start weightlifting or bodybuilding, that you will somehow become manly and less feminine, absolutely not the case. I think that if you have muscle, it actually makes you more feminine. It'll give you a nicer shape. It did wonders for my shape. It did wonders for how I fit into a dress. I love the way I look in a dress. I love my curves. My curves are the way I want them. My arms are defined the way I want them. And there's so many benefits to making weightlifting and strength training as part of your wellness routine. It really does transform your body. It reshapes your body, and it does help you become more feminine. Another plug for weightlifting. And as we age, gravity happens, and it happens to all of us. And the strength training and again the weightlifting helps with so many parts of our body that are affected by gravity, specifically our chest area and our rear. When you're weightlifting consistently, you will notice that you're going to start aging in reverse, and that you will start seeing that your body actually starts to look younger. And it's pretty amazing. Weightlifting, eating right, all of those things combined together, avoiding processed foods, eating whole foods, putting those things all together, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, all of those things actually help you to look better and feel better. And I just wanted to take some time to talk about that, because again, there is a lot of, I think, misconception about women in weightlifting and the whole, male versus female and what's feminine and what's masculine. Definitely weightlifting as a woman is not a masculine thing. It's a womanly thing to do, because it's taking care of your health. It's taking care of your strength. And it's also important because as you're getting older, there are lots of issues that can happen as you're getting older, and we're losing muscle as we're aging. So if we're taking the time to weightlift consistently and to improve our strength, all of that's going to help with reduction in osteopenia. Definitely will help in, I can't remember the other, lessening the chances of your bones breaking. How many people break their hips, as they're getting into their upper decades? Weightlifting, strength training, strengthening your bones, strengthening your muscles just helps you in so many ways. And it is an investment in yourself. It's an investment in your body. For a living, I'm a financial advisor, and I'm always talking about investments. But you yourself, myself, we have this one body, and this is an investment. So understanding that, what we do to it, what we feed it, how we, what we engage in, all of that has a factor in our life and the quality of our life. So just as you're making deposits in your 401k or your IRA or anything else, it's also important to make deposits into your health. And so eating correctly, weight training, cardio, again, sleep, all of those good things are only to your benefit, and you're going to be able to live a longer and a healthier and a happier life ultimately. Life is hard enough. So, doing these things, not only, again, improves your quality of life, but also prevents or lessens the chances of bad things happening in the future. And there's also been studies done that it reduces your chances of getting Alzheimer's. I've read that. I've also read that if you are prone to get Alzheimer's, it just actually extends that time before having symptoms of Alzheimer's. There's so many great benefits from, and I would like that more women would know that weightlifting. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be thinking that it's not for you because you're a woman and you don't want to turn into a man. You will not turn into a man. You will absolutely not turn into a man. You will not look more manly. It is absolutely impossible for you to start looking like a man by weightlifting. It will never happen, ever happen. if you're not taking, if you're not taking steroids, you're not taking testosterone, it will not happen for you. Men have a hard enough time, gaining a lot of muscle, and they have testosterone. So you as a lady, you're not going to get there. There's no chance for you to do that. So, and it'll only accentuate your feminine qualities, and it's just a wonderful thing. So I hope that this helps somebody. And learning, right? You don't have to be perfect either. Learning, I think, is important. How do you do it? Maybe you're uncomfortable in the gym. You don't want people looking at you. Let's discuss that for a minute. Nobody's looking at you. Everybody's worried about their own stuff. Nobody's worried about what you're doing, because everybody's worried about or concentrating on what they're trying to do. So if you're afraid to try it out for the first time, or you don't know what you're doing, it's okay to get a trainer. I would highly recommend getting a trainer. Have a trainer teach you, for the first few sessions, and get an understanding. Or if you want, you can hire a trainer full-time. But there's nothing wrong with getting help and learning how to, to do the actions and to have correct form. And, you don't have to do a lot. I mean, half an hour, twice a week can make a huge difference. I love going to the gym. I love weight training, and it's a big part of my life. And I spend probably, maybe a little bit too much time with my routine, maybe, but I enjoy it so much. But even if you do half an hour twice a week, or even do once a week to start with, just get your toes into the water. That's absolutely fine. The other, a consideration that some people have, that hesitation, is it's going to hurt. My muscles are going to be sore. Yeah, for a little bit, not horribly sore, but it doesn't last long, and you'll get over it and you'll move on. Nothing to really to be afraid of there. I know that I was afraid of that as well. I didn't want to be in pain. I don't like pain. I don't like being uncomfortable. But you quickly get over it. So definitely, if you have those concerns, I understand, but I hope you hear me. I hope that this helps. And drop a comment if you like. Ask a question, and if I can help or give some feedback, I'd be more than happy to. But weightlifting is a wonderful thing. If you're a lady, if you're a girl, if you're a female, do it up. And it's okay to have muscles as a lady. It's absolutely great. It's absolutely fantastic. And I love showing off the guns. I am a complete ham, and I'm okay with it. And yeah, it's all good stuff. But listen, you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have some fun, listen to some monkeys, go to the gym, or go out for a walk, or do whatever it is that you enjoy doing, and you take care. Catch you on the flip side.